In 2002, the United Nations passed a resolution that declared 2005-2014 a decade for education for sustainable development, otherwise known as ESD. The 192 nations united efforts to educate, to mobilize the media, and to establish partnerships around the globe to build a viable world for ourselves and generations to come. The resolution provided a plan, a model for countries. This plan included strategies for including an education component throughout any sustainable development plans, created public awareness for the importance of ESD, and regular coverage of sustainable development issues in the media. The model for teaching changed from a passive learning top-down approach to a participatory learning bottom-up approach that involves systems and networking approaches towards sustainability. Additionally, in the new model, knowledge acquisition was connected through action, collective decision-making, constructing values and ethics, attitude change, and lifelong learning that was visionary. There were four major energies behind the education for sustainable development model: to improve the access to quality basic education, to reorient existing education programs, to develop public understanding and awareness, and finally to provide training. Science, education, and culture were all three embedded into themes that were developed for curriculum. National commissions were key partners in strengthening regional and international cooperation towards the mobilization of resources and the development of programs. Education for sustainability will force us to struggle with our value systems. It is about teaching basic reading, writing, and arithmetic skills to all people around the globe, convincing people why they should not pollute, developing knowledge, skills, and programs that will end poverty for good, and learning how to make decisions for the good of the whole community. As a member of the UN, the United States has made a commitment to the decade of education for sustainable development, which includes reducing the carbon footprint and carbon emissions. Presently, other countries have addressed the ESD goals. Germany is the world leader in world power now. Soon, the U.S. Senate will propose the climate change bill, which will address carbon emissions, but will it pass? Japan reoriented its primary through high school curriculum. Each day now includes a half-hour study about sustainable development. They partner with outside resources, local museums, NGOs, public utilities, and nonprofits to assist with their ESD and project curriculum, learning from primary local sources. Their plan is to develop long-term and continuous ESD projects to develop and educate future leaders. Their curriculum programs are based on inspiring a sensitivity for nature, intelligence for the environment, and action as global citizens. In fact, there's an international component. In one case, they invited an elementary school from Wisconsin and Texas to participate in a study about water quality and availability. With the use of video conferencing, the three schools then held an online forum on global environment to exchange their activities and results of their learning. Expectations for the students included broadening their perspectives and sharing environmental and cultural awareness. Through this communication, students on both sides of the world could not only recognize differences and similarities about their region and country, but also mutual understanding about national boundaries. Then 7 Asian countries organized practice teachers programs at universities to come together to learn about the sustainability curriculum and the international component. As part of this effort, the representatives also discussed sustainable societies according to their own problems and how they might find solutions. In my continued effort to learn what countries were doing to address the decade of ESD, I learned that the UN's Environment Program interviewed young people between the ages of 18 to 25 in 24 different countries to better understand what drives their consumption and if anything can be done about it. This age group is generally well informed or eager to learn more and have a lot of influence in the market and their homes. Looking at the survey results and remembering that half the world's population is under 20 years old, it was recognized that youth is a critical stakeholder in the global economy and will be a main factor for change in the near future. Tons of magazines for young people, by young people, and about young people became a great communication tool and educational as well. To help educate and prepare today's youth to become leaders of good sustainable practices, a toolkit was created for group leaders and educators. Youth Exchange teaches youth that the world's population is expected to increase by 50% by 2050, bringing the planet's population to some 9 billion people. This will put immense pressure on natural resources, biodiversity, and ecological balance of the planet. Antipreneur is a grassroots effort at reforming consumerism. Adbusters is a marketing firm that wants to advance a social activist movement in the information age. They remind consumers that behind every sneaker-clad celebrity lies a corporation spending millions of dollars each year to convince youth to buy into someone else's vision of what is cool. They hope Black Spot will help put the power to define cool in the hands of consumers and youth themselves. The ethical catwalk has been defined as an unprecedented kind of fashion show. You almost never see designers from developing countries doing shows in Paris. So this type of show brings e-natural products, less stuff, more value, by eco and ethical fashion. Other efforts made by UN nations to address the ESD include worldwide environmental mascots, much like our Woodsy the Owl's message, don't give a hoot, don't pollute. Give a hoot, don't pollute. The Migration of the Banes is a comic book series in French, German, and Italian, and Qatari children learn about garbage and recycling. Bamboo is prized not just for its strength but for its rapid generation. It only takes 59 days to regenerate. It can be eaten, used to build houses or furniture. It can be used to build vehicles, thus the bamboo bike. The Clean Air Planet project was founded by French artists, designers, photographers, and film directors. They work on raising public awareness about the importance of cleaning up the oceans and seas. The subject of their photography, collages, and sculptures is the debris they collect on the seashore with groups of children. Each piece is unique and endowed with a powerful past that provides a glimpse of our civilization and the pollution we have created. In conclusion, I found many countries belonging to the UN honoring the objectives set forth in the decade of ESD. Vevey, Switzerland has implemented a model program for all of its residents. By continuing, the depletion of non-renewable sources must be addressed by integrating aspects of society, environment, and economy